In some ways, I think it's quite disappointing seeing these bars, because the gold is an exciting element. It has interesting chemistry, and it's just sitting here doing nothing. It's enormously impressive, but it's a bit sad, rather like a mausoleum where the dead gold is sitting, waiting for people to remember it. Could be doing exciting reactions and so on. We're in the vault, the bullion vault of the Bank of England. I've never seen so much gold. In fact, I've never seen so much of any element. So we're standing here, and each shelf here has got a ton of gold, which is worth £35 million at today's price. Tomorrow it might be worth even more. It's very secure. We've been through a whole series of security checks. No money is allowed here to make sure we don't take anything out. And so we're both really excited to be here. So the camera may be shaking with Brady's excitement. I've never seen large lumps of gold, and to see it all round is extraordinary. One's first reaction is that it can't possibly be real, because normally you don't see such things. Looks like chocolates in the duty-free at the airport or something like that. But these really are solid gold bars, and it's quite extraordinary. There isn't any smell, because metals don't smell, and it's very quiet because of the thick walls and to keep it secure. The weather's been very cold recently, and I was ready to be shivering, but it's nice and warm. But I suppose gold colour also gives you a feeling of warmth, so it may be partly psychological.
Gold has energy.
The reason why the bank has got this store is because not only the Bank of England, but other central banks like to keep some of their money reserves in gold, because the price of gold is very stable, or the value of gold, compared to the value of currencies, which can go up and down. And so every country has a certain proportion of its reserves in gold. And if you look at the statistics, the UK at the moment has about 310 tonnes of gold in its reserves. But there's much more gold here than that, because it belongs to all sorts of people, not just to the Bank of England. This vault is part of a complex of different rooms. I haven't seen the other rooms. But all together, if you look at the bank's annual report, it's worth £197 billion. That is 197,000 million pounds. And that's quite a serious sum of money. People buy and sell the gold, and each block of gold has its own number, like your car has a registration number. And when people buy and trade the gold, they don't actually take the bar home, but just that number is transferred from the seller's account to the buyer's account.
All right, so there you see it. Esau, has hoarded all this gold, as well as these other nations, these heathens. But this gold belongs to us, and we're going to get this gold. But I just did this. I wanted to show you that, to show you how unfair and how unjust this system is. Here it is. You have people starving, while these crackers, this is just one room, he said, have rooms full of gold. All right. Now, the scriptures address this, these devils, because, man, you devils are something else, man. And you so-called white people, you Edomites, man, your day of reckoning is right around the corner, man. They'll show you stuff like this, but no one stops and thinks, like, look at the world, look at the condition of the world, and they have all of this wealth. All right. This is James chapter 5:1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl. And gold not only is a thing of wealth, but it's a thing of health. Gold, can be broken down into various things, and like colloidal gold, monatomic gold, can be put into the water streams to make because gold is it deals with your neurological system. It deals with energy. The Egyptians used it heavily. Israel was in the gold heavily. All right, when Christopher Columbus came over here and found Gad and all of the rest of the Ephraim and all of the rest of the tribes, what did he find? He found a bunch of gold. That's why they said this was like paradise over here in the Americas. All right, which is the land where never mankind dwelt when they came over here, the northern tribes, man. Okay? But I just wanted to get this scripture real quick, man, because you so-called white people are something else, man. But then people look to us as if we're the issue, man. All right? You have the wealth and the control and the influence to change everything that's going on in the world for the better within a week. All right? But you're the devil, all right? This is James chapter 5 and 1. Go to now, you rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted and your garments are moth-eaten. All right? It says, your gold and silver is cankered. All right? The rust of them shall be a witness against you. All right? And bam. All right? This is all going to be a witness against you, man. You're not going to have no way to escape for all of your wickedness, man. Because here it is, you sitting up here playing with people's lives and have people in this captivity. Meanwhile, you're hoarding all of the precious things of the earth to yourself, man. Why you destroy the earth, though? All right? You devils are something else, man. It says, your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as if it were fire. For ye have heaped treasure together for the last days. Let's look up this word heaped. All right? You have heaped together. All right? Now let's tell me the scriptures ain't true.
Strong's G 2343. Thesarizo.
All right? Thesarizo. All right? To lay up treasure, to heap treasure together, to gather and lay up, to heap up, store up, to accumulate riches, to keep in store up, reserve. Isn't that what these devils are doing? You see it right here for yourself, man. Beautiful, man. That's these devils, man. Accumulate riches, man, to keep in store, reserve. All right? That's how the Rothschilds started out, man. All right? It says, ye have heaped together treasure for the last days, and you heaped it together so that we can come take it from you, man. All right? It says, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered unto the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. And that's not the Lord of Sabbath, General Yohana. All right? It's the Lord of armies, man. All right? So the laborers are crying unto Yahweh Shemiah Shine. Who are the laborers, man? The Israelites, man. Okay? Under the system of white supremacy, pretty much everybody is jacked up, man. Everybody's crying. But the cries who the Lord is hearing is the cries of the Israelites, man. The elect of Israel, man. And the whole nation is pretty much in mourning, you know? It says, ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and have been wanton. All right? So look up this word wanton. Spatalo, all right? To live luxurious, to lead a voluptuous life, to give oneself to pleasure. Now, doesn't that talk about the rich man with Lazarus? All right, and what was his end? All right? Didn't it say Babylon lived deliciously? All right? So deliciously she lived, now you're going to receive your judgment, man. And the judgment of Babylon is going to come through the biblical Edomites, you rich men. Okay? Because the rich man in the story of Lazarus, which means helped of God. Who's helped of God? The Israelites. All right? The rich man was clothed in scarlet and purple, man. What was the Babylon clothed in? Scarlet and purple. All right? So all these things could be tied together spiritually, man. All right? So ye have lived in pleasure on the earth and have been wanton. Ye have nourished your hearts as in a day of slaughter. Ye have condemned and killed the just, and he doth not resist you. The prey departed not, man. All right? And that's you. Okay? Be patient, therefore, because we go back and forth amongst ourselves as a nation, and that's all prophesied. But at the end of the day, whoever's the 2/3, whoever's the 1/3, they're going to eventually come back. We're going to become a nation once again, man. But you devils, who's gonna pardon you for your iniquities, man? What's going to be your end, man? All right. It says, behold, I said, be patient, therefore, brethren, unto the coming of the Lord. The husbandman waited for the precious fruit of the earth. All right. His precious wife, man, the elect, and have long patience for it until he receive the early and latter rain. Be patient also, be ye also patient. Establish your hearts, for the coming of the Lord draweth nigh. Grudge not one against one another, brethren, lest ye be condemned. Behold, the judge standeth at the door. All right. Take my brethren, the prophets, whom have spoken in the name of the Lord, for an example, suffering affliction and of patience. All right. So Esau, man, the scriptures describe you perfectly, man. I just wanted to show you, brothers, that, and I put the video in post-production. Brother Arya Naza, all right, sent me this, man. This is crazy, man. I was just looking at it. I was like, look at all that damn gold, man.
And the gold just sits here quietly. Apparently the oldest bar of gold here has been here since 1916. That's the First World War, nearly 100 years ago. But the beauty of gold as a chemical element,
look at this devil,
is
man,
that it's very unreactive. So it looks just the same now as it did in 1916. It hasn't tarnished. It hasn't got oxide layers on the surface.
We go come get it.
It hasn't started creeping, changing its shape and so on. So come over here, because they've given me two bars that we can look at. So we've got two different bars of gold, which are both the so-called London good delivery bars, which means that their weight is in a certain limit range. And in fact, each of them has its precise weight